You may not understand how important this moment really is. If you shut out this message now, you may close the door on the most important turning point that was already being made ready for you. Something is shifting in it unseen, something that did not come by chance but from a command of heaven that has already been sent out. But there is one thing you must know from the start. This will not work if your heart is only half present. This cannot be received while you are busy with distractions. This cannot be held while your mind keeps going here and there. I need you to stay here with full attention, as if at this very moment your story is being written again, because that is exactly what is taking place. There is a reason why the air around you has felt heavy lately. There is a reason why the days feel long and quiet, as if time itself is testing your strength. You have carried more than people can see. You have held burdens that no one talks about. You have tried to care for everyone, guard the people you love, keep your home strong, and be a safe place for others, even when you did not know where to find safety for yourself. And the most painful part is this. Almost no one sees that you also need care. You also need peace. You also need someone to support you, because there is a hidden fight going on behind your normal daily life. While you keep doing what has to be done, thoughts keep building up inside you. While you try to stay calm and in control, a part of you feels like it cannot take much more. You are worried about that person who is still not healing. You are wounded by that bond that is slowly becoming weak. You are tired of that same problem returning just when you thought you could finally breathe. You have prayed for a way forward. You have tried to stay strong. You have spoken words of faith again and again, even when your strength was not there to support them. And maybe no one knew, but there were nights when you sat alone in silence, feeling pressure in your chest, asking questions you were afraid to say out loud. And this is exactly why you were brought here today, because the miracle you have been waiting for is already coming toward you. It is no longer far away like a promise for another day, but it is now in the place of freedom and release. It is already being moved, already being put together, already being made ready to appear, but there is one thing your heart must understand. If you do not open your eyes now, if you do not come into line with what is being released in this moment, you may allow it to pass without even knowing. Not because it was not meant for you, but because your attention may be stuck in things that empty you, in fears that confuse you, and in voices that fight to take your focus. You are living in a season where everything seems to ask something from you. News, fear, sudden sickness, unclear reports, and people near you who ask for more than you have left to give. And still you keep trying to hold it all in place. You keep trying to stay strong, keep trying to stay steady, keep trying not to fall apart. But I see what others fail to notice. I do not only watch what you do, I understand what you carry. I have stepped into time to move things that are beyond your hands. And that is why I speak to you with this kind of urgency. I am not here to offer a soft message. I am not here to make you feel better for only a few moments. I am here because this moment is a true turning point, and I tell you plainly. There is interference trying to break your focus. There is a quiet resistance that wants you to leave before the right time, that wants you to get pulled away, to think this is only another video, to push it aside for later. But do not delay it. Not because I need anything from you, but because you need to hear all of it. There are details that open one word at a time. There are keys that turn while you stay. There are doors that open when you remain. And the full message does not come at the start. It comes when you choose not to walk away. Because what is getting ready to happen in you will not be small, will not be shallow, will not be some brief feeling that fades. What is being made ready has power. It will touch your body, your peace, your thoughts, your home. It will bring answers where there was doubt. It will bring quiet where there was trouble. It will restore honor where there was shame. It will bring back strength where deep tiredness had stayed. And I tell you with strength, it is not only about you. There is something that will spread beyond you, that will reach even the ones you love, the ones you do not even know how to help, the ones who have carried heavy chains that pass from one generation to the next. Those patterns that looked impossible to stop are being faced right now. That pressure that seemed normal is losing its power. That weight you carried in silence is being lifted. But you need to understand this. Faith is not a weak thought, not a nice idea, not a half-made hope. This time asks for a different kind of surrender. It is no longer enough to repeat words without being fully present. It is no longer enough to believe only when life feels easy. Full attention is needed. A surrendered heart is needed. Staying fully present is needed. Because the one who believes only halfway receives little, but the one who surrenders fully receives abundance. And that is why I ask you to remain here, to listen like someone receiving clear direction, like someone being led one step at a time in the middle of all the noise. I know how much you have fought inside. I know how many times you stopped your tears so the people near you would not worry. I know how many times you hid the pain and placed a smile over it just to keep moving. I know how many hard choices you made without praise, without honor, without anyone truly knowing what it took from you. And I tell you now, none of it was ignored. Every sacrifice was recorded. Every offering was noticed. Every prayer whispered during your daily life was heard. And now an answer is being set in motion that does not come because you earned it, but because of love. Because I do not bless only the perfect. I answer hearts that are willing, and your heart, though tired, is still willing. So do not step away. Do not let your thoughts drift. Do not allow yourself to leave this moment, because this is not just any message. It is a call. It is an urgent invitation. And while you stay, something inside you starts coming into place. Maybe you can already feel it. A soft certainty, a warmth in your chest, a deep peace in the middle of your confusion. Do not brush it aside. It is not chance, it is confirmation. Brothers and sisters, I want to speak with you sincerely for a moment. Right now, our channel has been demonetized, which means YouTube is no longer providing support for this ministry. Yet despite this season, our mission to spread the word of God continues without hesitation. There is a devoted team behind these videos, faithfully serving day and night. As the one leading this ministry, I carry the responsibility of supporting them. But without ad revenue, continuing this work has become more challenging than ever. If these messages have blessed your heart in any way, I humbly ask you to prayerfully consider supporting this ministry. Your gift through Ko-Fi helps us keep sharing the gospel and shining His light. You can find the link in the description or pinned comment. We are truly thankful for your love, prayers, and support. Now, let us return to the message. And now I am going to ask you for something simple but strong. If this word is reaching your spirit, declare it. Write it in the comments with honesty, not as a habit, but as a sign that you are coming into agreement. And yes, leave a like, subscribe, and share it, because this is not meant to stay only with you. There are homes close to breaking, and they need a voice to remind them that hope is still alive. There are people who are weary, hurt, without strength, and this message may reach them through you. When you share it, you are not only passing along a video, You are planting faith, direction, and healing. Stay here, because what comes next is where the full picture is made clear, where your heart is shown what it needs so it does not give up right before receiving, where you are told why the days felt slow, why the battle grew stronger, why the voices became louder, why the resistance increased. None of that was chance. It was a sign that the moment is near. When something great is about to appear, the first thing the enemy tries to do is pull your focus away. And today you are not going to move. Stay here because you are nearer than you think, and what has been prepared for you will not be taken away as long as your heart stays in the right place. There is a reason why the voices around you have grown louder at this very moment. People questioning your choices, words that make light of your faith, opinions that try to shake what deep inside you know is true. It is not by chance. It is resistance. When something precious is close to arriving, the first thing the enemy tries to do is move you out of the place of waiting. That is why you feel pressure today. That is why distractions keep showing up. That is why the urge to stop before the right time begins to rise. But do not misunderstand it. That kind of opposition does not speak of defeat. It speaks of nearness. You are nearer to change than you think, and that is exactly why you must remain, because some things are only shown to those who stay. There are keys that only turn when you choose not to leave, even when everything inside you wants to run. I have already set things in order. Nothing will be able to stop what was chosen for your life. There is no human power or dark force that can cancel what has already been sealed. But there is one thing that can slow it down: a loss of focus. That is why I speak about this so strongly, not because power is missing, but because this moment calls for alignment. Things are being shifted that your eyes still cannot see. Doors are opening that no one near you can notice. Cycles are ending that kept you tied down longer than they should have. And while all this is happening, your only task is to stay in the place of hearing, not to walk away from this point, not to let your attention go, because the full revealing does not come all at once. It opens little by little, and every word you receive now is building something deep inside your spirit. This moment is not common. It is one of those times that leave a mark on whole seasons of life. What will be released from here will not stay only with you. It will touch your home. It will touch your family. It will even reach people you do not yet know how to help. Old chains are being faced. Patterns of pain that passed from one generation to another are being broken through your staying power. What once looked certain is losing its hold. The sickness grows weaker. Oppression gives way. Confusion starts to clear. But there is something you need to understand well. This work cannot be finished if you are distracted. It cannot grow fully if you listen with only half your heart. It cannot appear if you choose to leave before the end. Everything you need is here. Every prayer you thought was unheard is being answered now. Not far-off promises, not hollow words, but actions already moving, and even though you have not seen them yet, they have already begun. There was no mistake in the time you were allowed to live through. Even when everything looked unclear, even when your plans seemed to be blocked, even when you believed you had failed, I was there. I was not missing for even one day. The reason you are here now listening to this is because the season of waiting is changing its shape. It is turning into a season of reaping. But this harvest cannot be received with the kind of faith you used before. It asks for something deeper, something more awake, something more fully given. It is no longer enough to repeat words without being present. It is no longer enough to believe only when everything feels calm. Now full surrender is needed, complete attention, a heart with no divided parts. Because the one who believes halfway receives only pieces, but the one who surrenders fully receives fullness. That is why I asked you again not to walk away, not to treat lightly what is taking place, to listen like someone receiving exact instruction, like someone who knows that every line carries direction. You remember how much you have endured. You remember the times you cried quietly so no one would see. The moments when you covered pain with a smile so the people around you would not worry. I was there in every one of those moments. In not one of them did my eyes leave you. In not one of them were you on your own. And if this word comes today with such strength, it is because the time of reward is coming close. Not a shallow reward, but one that reaches even your memories. One that will make what once hurt lose its hold. One that will turn wounds into a witness. Maybe you have heard beautiful words before. Maybe other messages touched you for a little while. But what you are receiving now is not only comfort, it is a calling. The time you are living in no longer allows slow spiritual delay. If you doubt, the doors may still stay open, but the right moments can shift, and I do not want you to miss what was prepared for you. Not after all you carried, not after all you suffered through in silence. There is a real difference between those who only listen and those who truly receive. And the one who stays until the end is the one who sees what the distracted will never notice. You are only one step away from change, and that is why the opposing voices grow louder. People who question your path, people who laugh at your spiritual choices, opinions that try to make you feel too much, foolish, or out of place. Do not treat it like chance. It is resistance. Something of great value is coming close to your life, and the enemy is trying to pull you away from the place of waiting, but he will not win because I have already set things in order. What I decided to bring cannot be stopped. I ask only one more thing from you. Do not move. Keep listening, because right now the details that complete the promise are being spoken. Do not throw away this moment. Keys are turning, doors are opening, and the full revealing comes at the end. What I am about to do in you will not be small. It will reach your children after you. It will touch those you still do not know how to help. It will break chains that looked impossible to break. It will stop repeated circles of pain. What was passed down like an inheritance of suffering will be broken by your staying power today. The curse is canceled. The burden loses its hold. But my work needs attention. Do not allow distractions. Every second here carries weight. If you feel something shifting inside you while you read, do not push it away. It is not only emotion, it is alignment. It is your spirit answering what has already been released. And there is still more, much more. What comes next is what will help you hold what is coming without losing it through fear. Stay, because we are only now entering the deeper part of what was prepared for you. There is a quiet enemy working in this moment, and it does not always show itself as open fear or direct attack. Sometimes it comes as tiredness, sometimes as dullness, sometimes as thoughts telling you this is enough, that you should return to your routine, that nothing will happen if you step away now. But that voice is not harmless. Its purpose is to pull you away from the exact place where the revelation is finished. That is why I speak with such strong urgency, because what is at stake is not small. Do you want to leave before this is finished? Do you feel the urge to close this, to delay it, to say, I will return later? Do not give in to that. There is something hidden inside each word being released right now. Something that is not understood by the mind alone, but by the Spirit. It is greater than you think, and only those who remain receive it. Do you remember how many times you tried by yourself, and still nothing changed? How many promises you pushed aside? How many nights you stayed awake because of that sick person in your family? how many hard talks you had with your children, with your partner, with people who could not understand what you were trying to do for them. I was there in every one of those moments. None of them passed unseen, and in none of them did my care leave you, even when you could not feel it. The reason this word comes today with such urgency is because the time of restoration is coming near. Not a light restoration, but a deep one that will reach even your memories. There will be times when you remember moments that once caused you pain, and you will realize they no longer feel as heavy, not because they were removed, but because they were healed. That too is part of the miracle. Take this seriously now. Not like one more sentence, not like a passing message meant to inspire you. What is happening here is echoing. The time you are living in no longer allows more delay inside you. The doors are still open, but certain moments do not wait forever. And I do not want you to miss what was made ready for you, especially after all you have suffered through in silence. Listen closely to what is being shown. There's a real difference between hearing and receiving. Many people hear words, but only a few let those words place them where they need to be. The one who stays until the end is the one who sees what the distracted will never notice. Not because they earn more, but because they chose to remain. The opposing voices around you are not there by accident. People who question your steps. Comments that make your faith seem small. Opinions that laugh at your spiritual choices. All of that shows up when you are near to crossing into something new. Something of great worth is coming near to your life, and that is why the resistance grows stronger. The goal is simple: to make you move, to pull you away, to make you leave the place of waiting, but I have already set things in order. Nothing will be able to stop what was decided. No outside word has the power to cancel what was spoken from above. I only ask you not to move, to keep listening, because right now the details that complete the promise are being released. Do not trade this moment for anything. In the unseen, keys are turning, doors are opening that no one else can see, things that look delayed are being brought into line, and the full revealing will come because you stayed. This moment is one of those that marks whole seasons of life. What I am about to do in you will not stay only within your own life. It will be future generations. It will touch people you do not yet know how to help. It will break old chains. It will stop repeated circles of pain. What was passed down like an inheritance of suffering will be broken through your endurance. But my work cannot be completed if your attention is divided. Do not let distractions in. Everything you need is here. Every prayer you thought was ignored is being answered now. Not promises for some far day, but actions already in motion. Even though you still cannot see the outcome, the process has already started. There was no mistake in the time you were given to live, even when everything seemed unclear, even when your plans were blocked, even when you believed you had failed. I was there. The reason you are here today is because the season of waiting is changing into a season of harvest. But this harvest asks for a faith different from the one you knew before. Repeated prayers and half-hearted belief are no longer enough. Now full surrender is needed, complete attention, a heart fully given without division. The one who believes halfway receives pieces. The one who surrenders fully receives fullness. That is why I ask you once again to remain, to hear every sentence like someone receiving clear direction. You have endured more than you even realize. You have held back tears when no one was around. You have carried burdens that were never meant to be yours. You have protected others while inside you were crying out for help. I saw every act, and for that reason I chose to step in. Miracles are coming through restored meetings. Promises will be fulfilled in places you never even dared to imagine. And behind every word in this message a road is being drawn. Do not stop paying attention. If this word touches your spirit, receive it. Your inner response sets outward movement in place, and we are not finished yet. What comes next is vital for holding on to what is about to appear. Stay, because what is most tender, most deep, and most life-changing is about to be shown. There are times when tiredness does not rise from the body, but from the soul. You keep doing everything. You keep moving ahead. You answer what others expect from you, but inside you feel something slowly fading. It is not because you have no faith. It is because you have carried too much. You have held on for too long under too much weight, and still you did not quit. That was not chance. It was protection. If everything had depended only on your circumstances, you would have stopped a long time ago. If everything had depended only on reason, you would have released it long before now. But what has carried you this far is not human power. It is a breath that keeps renewing itself inside you, even when you do not have words to explain it. That endurance is exactly what troubles the enemy. Your ability to keep trusting even when there are no visible signs. Think about that situation you believed could never change, that report that froze your heart, that family struggle that looked like it had no answer, that choice from the past that you thought had marked you forever. None of that was final. I am the one who changes realities, restores what was broken, like roads where there seemed to be none. What brought you to this point was not your skill in doing everything perfectly, but the force of a mercy that never ran dry for you. In this moment, something is moving inside you. Maybe you cannot explain it. It may feel like a quiet certainty, like a soft peace with no clear reason, like part of you rising after being asleep for a long time. Do not brush it aside. It is not imagination. It is intervention. It is my voice stirring the dust of doubt and lighting again a fire that never fully died. Remain here. Do not throw away this moment. I do not speak words without purpose. Every line is being used to touch a certain place inside you. There are old burdens that still remain heavy, even though no one speaks about them. You know which ones they are. The ones that limit you, that shape your choices, that make you question even when everything seems to be falling into place. But listen closely. I do not rebuild from old pain. I work with purpose. When I choose to use someone, I do not count their mistakes. I do not go back over past failures. I look at the heart, and yours, though weary, is still willing. That willing heart is what is drawing the movement that is now being set in motion. It is not about what you did, it is about what you are to me. That is why I ask you to keep holding on, to stay alert, and not let voices of doubt or distractions pull you out of this place. To the one who remains, to the one who surrenders fully, to that person the fullness of what was prepared will be shown. That old dream you placed aside because you were afraid to fail again, today it starts to breathe again. It did not come too late. It was not lost. It was not canceled. It was waiting for the right time. Age, human weakness, medical reports, numbers and chances. None of these have power over what has already been decided. I do not move by probabilities. I work in the place people call impossible. That is where my power is shown most clearly. That is why this word does not only bring comfort, it wakes you up. It moves you. It reminds you who you are when the noise becomes quiet. It gives you back clear sight when confusion tried to become your normal life. If something inside you is opening while you read, do not hide it in silence. Admitting it is part of the journey. Your declaration opens room for the supernatural, not like a formula, but like alignment. When the heart opens, the work moves forward. This word is alive. It is reaching places inside you that you did not even know needed to be touched. You spent too much time searching for reasons, asking yourself why, and in that search you forgot to ask what for. I never allowed pain without a purpose. Even what wounded you were you to prepare you. It was not punishment, it was training. It was not abandonment, it was building. Now you are ready to enter what only those who walk through the desert are able to reach. That is why you must not turn back now. Even if no one notices you, even if no one praises you, I still see you as able. I never stopped seeing you that way. And if you stay alert, I will show that truth in small things and big ones. I am arranging connections, opening ways, mending broken relationships, bringing healing to the body and quiet rest to the soul. But there is one thing you must protect. Do not break this listening. There is an exact moment when everything joins together, and that moment is very near. There is a name you bring before me each day, a person for whom you pray, a weight you still have not put down. I know that name. Your prayer was not forgotten. It was that prayer that pushed forward processes that are now starting to appear. The change will begin where you least expect it, and when it happens you will understand why it was necessary to remain. Stay here. Because what comes now does not only explain what you have gone through, it also prepares you to carry what is about to come. Maybe you have asked yourself if there is still time left. If after all that happened, after the choices made, after the mistakes committed, after the chances that seemed to slip from your hands, there is still a true chance for change. And the answer is plain. Time does not rule the promise. The promise rules time. What was decided does not expire because of human delay. I have already stepped into your time. I am already speeding up processes that looked frozen for years. I am moving people, clearing obstacles, opening doors that no one else could open. And the most important part is this. None of what is happening now depends on you having to prove anything. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You do not need to explain your tiredness, your process, or your faith. The one doing the work is God, not you. You only stay. You only trust. You only keep your place. I know there are times when discouragement hides inside routine. You finish your tasks, handle sudden problems, answer your duties, while inside the flame seems to slowly fade. That is why this word comes now. Before weariness turns into giving up, I breathe fresh life into your inner being. I did not forget you. I called you back with urgency. I called you by name so you would become a living sign of what I can do when someone chooses not to quit. Do not compare yourself to other people. Do not use someone else's journey as the measure of your value. Every road has its own time and its own shape. I called you to a certain path. No outside opinion can cancel what was written over your life. I do not return to human judgments. I complete divine promises. What was decided from the beginning has already started to come to pass, even if it cannot all be seen yet. Many things you do not understand today will start to become clear. Pieces that looked separate will come together in a way you can see. When I speak, I uncover. When I uncover, I lead. And when I lead, no one is truly lost, even if the road looks confusing at first. I hold the full map, even when you can see only the next step. I need you to trust each movement, even the small ones. Nothing is too small when it is done in obedience. Big changes are born from simple choices held with patience over time. and you have already taken one of the most important steps. You remained. Remember that day when everything seemed to fall apart and you thought it was over. What you went through was not the end of your story. It was the start of a greater season that you were not yet ready to understand at the time. I built over the ruins. I wrote across torn pages. I brought life where others had already spoken final loss. And now I am putting your inner world back in order so that what comes from outside will not break you again. There is protection around you, even if you cannot always sense it. There is steady care, there is quiet help. While you keep moving through your daily routine, hearts are being touched, lives are being guarded, and situations are being brought into place. All of this is the result of a faith that did not make noise but endure. Of prayers spoken softly, of praise whispered so no one would be awakened. None of that was wasted. It is time to believe with fresh strength, not built on feelings but on deep trust. Real faith does not wait for signs outside before it moves ahead. It moves because it knows. And that certainty has already been placed inside your heart. It will be what holds you on the hard days, what quiets the voices that oppose you, what keeps the promise alive when everything around you seems dark.